Yeah, I think that is so important to talk about is like the athletes have this platform to create impact. And that's really the idea behind athlete activism, right? Is using the platform that you have because of your athletic ability, but using that platform and awareness for good to help others. And so what kind of impact are you seeing and why is this so important? Like is there impact being made? Can you kind of give us examples of how this actually makes a difference?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question and a really good point. And our team is one of them is the management group for Players Coalition, which
Mhm.
is specifically it's an athlete-led social justice organization focused on um, four different areas within the system when it comes to criminal justice reform, police community relations, economic mobility, and education. And with that, we used a very intentional approach where it was kind of working backwards. The players would tell us what issues were most important to them within those guiding objectives. And then we do surround ourselves with subject matter experts to identify what in the system is failing
Mm.
those communities that are important to them. And then look to see what legislation is tied to that or what elected officials, maybe need to be aware of and how we put impacted citizens in front of elected officials. And so we can point to over 22 pieces of legislation since 2017 that the Players Coalition has helped pass because of their support when it's come to either, raising the age of when juveniles can be arrested, allowing, voter rights or voter restoration in Florida.
Mhm.
We've helped infuse $1 billion into the Massachusetts education system. And we work with those athletes and figure out the legislation and then build a campaign around it and say, okay, here's the background on this issue. You're going to talk to these elected officials. We're going to do media around it. The players are very educated by the time they go out and speak publicly on it, and they have the facts. It's always, data-driven facts to be able to go and understand or speak to why this is so important on these issues. So it's been a very intentional way. It's the long game. And I
Mhm.
know this past year, we saw a lot of people just wanting to hurry up and do something. And there was a lot of momentum with voter turnout and all of those issues. But now that that has passed a little bit and now we're kind of settling, we're trying to make sure that we still keep people engaged and understand there's a lot more work to be done and it's not overnight.